Good morning. I hope everybody that listens is keeping well. I wanted to share some of my thoughts, ideas, concepts, but first I have to say I am not a doctor, not a specialist. I'm not trying to convince you or sell you anything. This channel is not monetized. The reason why I talk to the phone is it's because it's a form of therapy to me. It's been helping. Um, I was listening to this information about diseases of the intestine, the diseases of the gut, and I couldn't help and think to myself, you know what? The end of the world is not going to be this fantastical, attack from the outside, like the atheists think, an alien invasion or a meteorite. It's not going to be as, religions would say, the gods are so angry that they flood the place to punish or whatever, or an earthquake or something, or the sun will suddenly change and destroy us or something. No, it's not going to be some fantastical, force that is going to attack humanity. No, if there is going to be an end of days, it's going to come from within humanity. Yes, from within. You know, people have been saying, when I say people, I'm talking about the zeitgeist. I mean, the collective conscious, that is speaking to the ether. They have been saying there's been a rise in narcissism. And I say, no, hasn't been a rise in narcissism. People have always been like this. What you are becoming aware is that they exist, and they exist in this amount of numbers. It's scary because of the internet. Now we have access to speed information, lots and lots of quick information. And we are finally getting a grasp of, the collective conscious, including the shadow of humanity. And people are amazed the number of psychopaths that's out there and what they can do, the amount of narcissists that are out there and how they behave. Um, in some places, we can use cameras. Luckily, everybody's equipped with a camera nowadays and can film these things in 4K. It's amazing. And in some places, you can even use it in law, in the court of law. You can use them and actually make a change with cameras. Cameras is actually a good thing. It is. Uh, so let's go back to the intestine diseases. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a doctor, right? Um, so this interview, whatever it was, podcast, this uh, article was about diseases of the intestine and its causes. You know, it was affecting people of all ages, especially teenagers. Okay, I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. Especially teenagers, and the disease started little, and it evolved into one day. The only remedy was to remove the intestine. Yes. So how did these diseases materialized? How did they come to be? Well, the answer was pretty obvious. The things you consumed. Yes. It was hitting especially teenagers because they were fond of fast food. You know, some of them were saying, "Oh, I prefer to, quit the cafeteria and go outside with my friends and just, eat fast food. They would prefer skip the cafeteria food. I don't know what they are feeding people nowadays, and also it depends on the areas that you're living. But I don't know. In my time, it was acceptable, but things change. But in our cafeteria, food was delicious. But so was food in restaurants. 30 plus years ago, in restaurants, food was nice as well, and now it's mediocre at best. So, um, so it was hitting teenagers, these diseases, and it was because of food. What do you mean, food? Yes, all food produced by man. Yes, because food nowadays is no longer, given the love that it needs. Food that is grown naturally, following, the rhythm of nature. Nowadays, people grow that food in a very aggressive way. They have no respect for Mother Nature. So they want food. They want to rip the food out of the soil. I want this and I want it now. And they do it very, you know, um, violently. And they have no respect for Mother Nature and its rhythms. So they use all sorts of chemicals and aggressions, pesticides, herbicides, glyphosates, and they literally grape the soil, and they rip that food out of the soil, and then they process the food. They process the food, you know. They have to process because to mask, it's uh, Frankensteinian food because you can't even eat it as it is. You have to process it after that. It's crazy how they came up with this system. When you go and start studying where they got modern agriculture methodology, you will always find to the Second World War when they were developing these chemicals and stuff. You always meet in there. The same for cloning, pesticides, herbicides, glyphosates. The same for Planned Parenthood, and all those castration chemicals people take also came from those laboratories and those scientists. And all the modern warfare that we know today, the jet propulsion, etc., came from you know those times. Uh, so once they've pretty much grape Mother Nature to extract the food, they have to process it, give it different flavor and color, and then they present it to the customers. Um, it is these pesticides, herbicides, and glyphosates, and then all the preservatives they have to put in, right? And the processing altogether gives you this concoction. Yeah, that it's actually attractive. Fast food is attractive. It's almost like corn with a P, right? Corn with a P. I can't say some of these words, because of the algorithm. It's always listening. So it's corn foods, and they are very seducing and easy and dirty, and people just gravitate towards it. And but then there's consequences. Yes, it messes up with our gut. It messes up with our gut so badly that some people, developed all sorts of inflammation and chronic inflammation, which leads to, surgery. And but they will never tell the customer what is the cause. They will give it a fantastic name. Oh, it's that disease. It's the other disease. Blah blah ding, blah 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 blah. But they will never tell the customer, oh, those things you've been eating, that's what causes it. They never tell the truth. They shill for the system. They have to, otherwise they get fired. traditional foods that follow nature and its rhythm are good for us. It sustained us. It's been sustaining us for countless thousands of years. It's only recently that there's been this bastardization of food, this processing of food. Weston Price wrote about this in his book, Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. Um, Another thing before I forget, I'm not against capitalism. Yes, I'm not against. I'm not against it. I think yes, people should decide whatever they want to buy. Yes, free markets. You know, people should decide the prices that they want to pay. Yes, um, if the product is good, I think people will obviously gravitate towards it. Um, but then again, you can manipulate, prices to um, uh, favor other products. You know, it's true that people gravitate towards good things, but often we get so seduced by what the world, has to offer. The world of men. I'm not talking about the natural world. That people sometimes sacrifice good things just they can have, or experience others. And sometimes people lose track of things. And that's why I'm saying that if there's an end of the world, it's going to come from within because people don't acknowledge their shadow, don't acknowledge, you know, that part of humans. They don't acknowledge it. They think humans are virtuous. What? Are you kidding? They have this thing which I don't simply don't understand. This trust in people just because they have two legs and two arms, they trust immediately a person. I'm like, no. Respect. I mean, is self. It's what's the expression? Respect is stands alone. But trust is something you have to earn. You know, so I just don't understand how people trust so easily. Um, where was I? Yes, I'm all for capitalism, but you have to do it with ethics. There has to be an ethical, compass when you do it, when you are selling products. But that's the thing. Nowadays, there's no ethics about capitalism at all. There has to be ethics. There has to be a logic to it, and you have to wisdom about it. You have to have some wisdom about it. It's not just making money. No, there has to be a moral compass to capitalism. If you don't have a moral compass to it, it's no better than communism or fascism. You know, you have to have a moral compass to it. Um, for instance, this is just a. Uh, there's this woman who became famous, and this can only happen in capitalist countries. She became famous for some dirty comments she made. They came to call her Hawk, Hawk 2. I don't know if you guys are, aware of this. Hawk 2 or something like that. She created, with the help of someone, of course, she created a digital coin, you know. Oh, well, cool. The girl, the Hawk Tuah girl, came up with a digital coin. Look at that. And everybody started, exchanging their, difficultly earned dollars into that coin. And everybody was like following the hype, so to speak. Yay, a new Bitcoin, created by this company. 'Cause she literally created a company around that meme. She starts selling T-shirts and sneakers and hats and Now the company started growing exponentially just because of those seconds in which she made that comment. It just shows, the state of culture in some places. Anyway, she created this Bitcoin, and unbelievably, people trust her. Again, that thing about trust and respect. Yeah, respect is self-evident. It stands alone. You don't need to earn it. It's just there. It's automatic. And if you don't, feel it like it's automatic or self-evident, then you're a bigot. Sorry, or a racist. It's trust that has to be earned, not respect. And everybody just trust her and put all their bets, and all their hard, savings, money that was difficult to come by, and their savings. They put it in that digital coin. You know what she did and her friends? They bankrupt. She went to the bank and got all the money out, exchanged the Bitcoin into dollars, of course, got the money out, and everybody now is has lost millions and millions. And this is all allowed in a capitalist society. It's capitalism working at its best. And then you think, is she going to get, a lawsuit or something? Who knows? You see, people are playing with fire. People are playing with fire. And the same thing when you go and buy these products, these processed products. It's written, in small letters. It's written all its components. Even though, 90%, 99% doesn't know what those components mean, only, geeks and nerds who work in these laboratories might know what they are. But it's written on the product. Yeah, this product contains this, this, and that. People just don't care. It tastes good. They trust. They easily trust. That's the thing. They are very easy to trust. Yeah, but this world is riddled with narcissists and is riddled with psychopaths as well. All psychopaths are narcissists, but not all narcissists are psychopaths. Remember that. And people say, oh my God, there's been an epidemic of narcissists. It's the social media that is causing it. No, it's the social media is just showing it, the reality. All right. Anyway, so I was a bit all over the place. So if you want good food, you have to come up with yourself. Come up with it yourself. Yes. If you want legumes, vegetables, you have to do it yourself. It's not difficult at all. And if I could, if I could, I would extract the maximum, veggies and legumes from. I mean, I do my best, but I can't, right? But it's not enough, of course. I also, have some animals. I also have some livestock, and the food, the meat and the eggs. It's completely different, you know. It's completely different. You go to a restaurant nowadays, you don't have access to that at all, at all. Food in restaurants is really, really bad, mediocre at best. It's all from the industrial, complex. Nobody, nobody, almost nobody around wants to, you know, come up with their own food. It's really crazy. There are some people, I hear on online that, take the initiative of becoming independent about food. Food has always been intimately connected with religion. You know, food has always been intimately connected with religion. Religion, cults, they know how to pull the strings. So there's cults out there that actually forbid you from eating this or that, or some hours of the day. You know, oh no, you can't eat this, you can't eat that. Now you can only eat after this time and after that time. They understand the power that food has, and I mean the club, which is a bunch of radical communists that think that humans are going to become this cosmopolitan, um, hegemony, cosmopolitan hegemony. They want to destroy diversity. Actually, um, they are attacking the food supply. Yes, they are buying all the farming land so they can control the market, and then they are going to force everybody to eat whatever they want you to eat. It's not force. I think that's not the correct. They are going to coerce. That's how they work. They're going to suggest. They're going to ease it, ease it into your plate. They're not going to force anybody. That's how demons work. They, what's the expression? They seduce. They try to seduce. And the part of the seduction, it's been mentioned in philosophy, when evil tries to seduce you. It's mentioned in mythology and in philosophy. If Anyway, I think I'm going to shut up now. I've been talking for 23 minutes already. All right. Have a nice day.